Dr. Bojana Jankovic, and I'm so excited that I'm here today with my colleague and dear friend, Dr. Beleznay, who's a dermatologist, and we're going to talk about top dermatologist tips for younger, healthier-looking skin. Let's dissect this and talk about things that we can do from the outside, so external factors that affect our skin and the health as well as the youthful appearance, as well as things that we are doing to ourselves from the inside. So now talking about the outside factors, one of the things that comes up immediately is our sun exposure. We know that that's one of the most preventable causes of skin aging. Yes. But we also know from the Journal of American Academy of Dermatology that only 14% of men routinely apply sunscreen to their face in sun-exposed areas, and only 30% of women do the same. And that seems like such a small amount of the population, given that it's something that's really widely available and known.
Yes. No, it's so true. And, I agree with you that sun protection is one of the number one things you can do. And people often don't think about it. They think about it when they're going a little pink in the sun or their skin starts to hurt and they put it back on.
Yes.
But in terms of daily protection, and I actually often use this, right, is people are like, oh, they just think of skin cancer prevention, but also aging, right? And so people forget that they can get deeper lines and wrinkles from the sun too, and that plays a role. And so I do recommend, of course, there's sunscreen, but also staying in the shade. Don't lay in the sun. Wearing hats. There's great clothing now that's got good UV protection built into it that you can implement as part of your strategy.
Right.
And then when it comes into sunscreen, I often recommend a good broad spectrum sunscreen, so one that blocks UVA, which can contribute to aging, and UVB, which contributes to burns and skin cancer, etc. So from that perspective, broad spectrum, often an SPF 30 or higher, sometimes even SPF 50. We also know from studies that people often apply only about a quarter to half the amount of sunscreen they should. No one wants to go out being like white and goopy, right? Like they put a tiny mountain and rub it in. And so I try and sort of enhance whatever protection we can get from using a high enough SPF. And so, those are all strategies that you can use to really protect your skin from the sun.
What are some of the things that we can do in our daily routine that can help slow down the aging process?
Yeah, and so as we mentioned, sun protection, which I always have to throw in as the very important part. And then there are other things that have some good data and evidence behind them. So topical vitamin C has been known to be a great antioxidant. It can help protect the skin, reduce some of those signs of aging, fine lines, wrinkles, etc. As well, retinol, topical vitamin A. I mean, it's much talked about, and it does live up to some of the hype in terms of the study and data and literature behind it. It's been shown to help reduce fine lines, wrinkles, help with pigmentation. As well, it has some data around prevention of precancerous lesions and whatnot. And so I do think it's a helpful part of a daily routine when you're thinking of external things you can do to help.
Absolutely. And then one word of caution with retinol would be for women who are pregnant. That's something that they should be.
Yeah, I think whatever your skincare routine may be, I think it's important to check the bottle or check with your provider. But certainly topical vitamin A, we typically recommend stopping in pregnancy just because we don't have the data around it and there's some caution around that.
And now tell us a little bit about nutrition. What are some of the things that we should be eating or avoiding?
People ask that as well, and you wonder, people will come in like, oh, I heard about these berries that can cause, help my skin from an aging perspective. And there's been no great miracle berry. You heard that here first, but, or at least to the best of my knowledge. But in terms of options, I think from what you eat is important. I think we know eating a balanced, nutritious diet, full of great, vegetables, berries, all those things can be helpful overall to improve your antioxidant amount and improve your skin as well.
Great. And I hope that that dark chocolate and cocoa definitely go into that category because the antioxidants.
I love how those studies come out and we're all like, check wine, yes,
exactly,
that's good for my skin. Dark chocolate, I'll take that study. But it's hard to know, but I think that certainly being healthy and balanced is important from a nutrition perspective.
Yes, absolutely. And then hydration is also very important, and really making sure that we are drinking plenty of water and making sure that we're maintaining our fluids, but also minimizing things like caffeine or alcohol that can get us very dehydrated. So our takeaway points from today were limit sun exposure. If you're a smoker, please quit. Think about your skincare routine and what you can do to optimize it. as well as think about some of the internal factors, eating your fruits and veggies, and really making sure that you stay hydrated. We hope this has been informative, and thank you so much, Katie, for joining us, and thank you for watching.